Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor, and welcome to my internship project. In another term, my artifact. So, my artifact is titled Introduction to Communication. It's basically a PowerPoint presentation designed to help students understand basic of communication and improve their public speaking skills. So as a teaching assistant in my internship position, um, during this internship, I noticed that many students struggled to express themselves, uh, to present confidently, and to express their idea. To address this, my team and I researched effective communication techniques, types of communication, and strategies to become better speakers. So our supervisor assigned us different tasks, and uh, globally, this was what it was all about. So we then created and taught this presentation to students to help them build uh, confidence and clarity when they communicate and when they speak in front of people. So this artifact helped me develop my research and as GCGO education and also in my personal mission, which is related to education. It has it has really shaped my mind and the way I approached my mission. So without spending much time, this is actually the problem statement. Um, Many students very struggle to express themselves confidently, to share their ideas, and um, we just want to help them to find their own personal way they can feel confident and express themselves. Moving forward, this is what Peter Drucker said once. He said the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. And what it means was uh, nonverbal communication. And most of students feel like they can't express themselves because they just use verbal communication. They don't use both nonverbal communication and verbal communication. So balancing both of them, these types of communication will make you perfect when it comes to present in front of people. So we covered the importance of communication. It's not only about academic, but also your personal success in your leadership. It also enhances your clarity when you speak up, not only in class, but with your colleagues at work, in your family. It also boosts your confidence and it creates connections. And then after, um, we also taught them uh, the two main types of communication, which are verbal communication, uh, spoken words, clarity, and nonverbal communication, the use of body. Then we actually focused first on verbal communication, and we're going to see what it is. So, what is verbal communication? We introduce this to students that verbal communication, it is just the use of what you say. It is just everything coming out of your mouth, what you say, um, to convey people to defend yourself. And then this was an example. This was in class. They were actually watching a video because we included video of TED Talk as examples that could illustrate more what we talked about. And during the presentation, you're going to see also students as proof, standing and using their bodies. And then we have element of effective verbal communication. The first is articulation. Many students coming from different background, different countries, struggle when it comes to accent. But The main point is not it's not about accent, it's about your pronunciation. It's very important. Even native English speakers, they have different accent. So it's just the way you pronounce. You have to make it clear. Second, your volume and projection. You have to adjust your voice according to the crowd in front of you. The way you talk to three people is not going to be the same. You're going to talk to 500 people. You have to be audible. And then pace and rhythm. Speak not slowly, not also too quickly. So you have to balance. Finally, the tone and emphasis. Uh, the tone reveals your emotions. This is very important. And next, um, this is the other part of verbal communication. It is structure. Uh, Something can be clear, but only when it is structured, when it follows a logical structure. So this is where we have the basic and the classic structure, introduction, body, conclusion. In the introduction, we have what we call the hook. We don't have time to explain everything, but the hook, and then we have the body. Uh, the first point is the main idea in that you are defining. Secondly, a bit of explanation and then an example to illustrate. So this is how we introduced to this structure to students. And then finally, in the conclusion, you summarize everything you've said and then call to action. So now we go to the second part of this presentation, uh, which is nonverbal communication. So what it is, nonverbal communication is just uh, how you say things. Because first of all, we said verbal communication is what we say, but nonverbal communication is how we say things. So it's just um, communicating without words. And then we have a perfect example when a speaker is maintaining eyes contact and speaking to people with gesture, and people feel like they are part of this presentation. There are videos here to illustrate what I'm saying, but as you know, these are for students, but because of the time, we're not gonna watch it. So we illustrate those two pictures, and later on, you're going to see students sharing and presenting using the same body language. This was just an example for them to have an idea of what we are expecting them to do. So, as key aspect of nonverbal communication, first of all, we have eye contact. Very important to establish a connection with your audience. You have to look at the people in eyes so that they will feel like they are included in what you say. Also, facial expression to establish emotions, to uh, make people understand that I am not just telling you a story, but I'm living the story. If you are talking about something sad, your facial expression has to be sad. And then you have gesture and movement. So when you use gestures and movement, you are kind of setting your emphasis. You are kind of uh, showing that showing what you say, not just saying, but showing what you say. And then finally, the posture, standing confidently so that people are gonna follow everything you said. And then this is the first student's example. She went in front and then spoke using her body language. And then during another session, this was another student as example, practical example, speaking. You see the position, standing straight and speaking with gestures. So another point is the role of the personal space and movement. This is the thing people usually skip, not because I feel like it's not really important, but moving with purpose is very relevant because when you move too much, you move just to move on stage, it makes people distracted. So it's very important to move with purpose and then using stage effectively. You don't want to talk to a group of people in the audience and then leave the rest behind. No, you want to include everybody. So if you talk to the people in front, you have to make sure you also interact with the people behind. So these are some tips to engage an audience. We have the storytelling. Um, when you tell a story, people feel like, oh yes, I've gone through that before. Oh yeah, my sister's friends has gone through that before, so that they can relate to the story, and then they feel like yes. So also it's using humor. People feel comfortable, people feel relaxed, and then they are focused in everything you're gonna say. And then the last one is asking question. It's very creates this kind of interaction, and then people participate. So thank you again. This was my project, Artifact. I hope you enjoyed. Uh, thank you.